Live from Fox 35 News, you're watching Good Day Orlando.
And right now at 6 o'clock here on Good Day Orlando, hundreds of Americans pleading to be rescued from Haiti. An update on Florida's efforts to get them back home.
Plus, the suspects in a massive terrorist attack in Russia appear in court. The latest on that investigation.
And passengers left stranded following smoke at sea for the second time in 2 years. A popular cruise ship catches fire. What the cruise line had to say and their efforts to fix the damage. We'll talk about that in just a moment. But first, we do want to say welcome to the 6 o'clock hour of Good Day Orlando. It is Monday morning. My coffee has kicked in.
Yay.
I'm feeling good this
Good
morning,
for you.
Deborah. How are you?
I'm tired.
I know you are.
But your pep and your step is really helping me because 4 o'clock this morning I was like, how am I going to get through this?
And then guess what? You do.
And I did.
Yes.
You just power through. And like Brooks was saying, at least it's Monday. Make the most of it, Deb, because you could be 100 and thinking, where'd the time go?
Why were we trying to rush through the week? That's right. You're never going to look back and be like, man, I'm glad it's Friday. Now the weekend. Now it's Monday. Now we're complaining. It's this whole cycle. And then suddenly 40 years goes by and you're like, what happened? Wow, that was a tangent. Let's talk about the weather today. 61 degrees, beautiful day today. This plane is heading up to Maryland in the next couple of hours. Looks like the pilots are getting ready to get going. At the bus stop, if you're getting going, it's back to school for Orlando, for Orange County, as well as for Seminole counties today. 60 degrees at 8, up to 79 by 3 o'clock. Spring break this week for Brevard County schools and Volusia County schools, though. And if you're heading to the beach, be careful. Pretty busy onshore flow, winds about 25 to 30 miles per hour, resulting in a high risk for rip currents, dangerous rip currents today, and a high surf advisory with waves over 7 feet breaking in the beaches. 68, 96 in the villages. We're going to top out today at 81 for Cross City, 79 in Orlando, and 76 degrees in Melbourne. Radar quiet right now with the exception of a few sprinkles over on the Space Coast. All right, let's take a look at our Skyfox traffic right now. Hey, some rare news on a Monday morning. We are incident free across the region. Earlier construction on I-4 between Sand Lake Road and the 528 Beach Line has now officially cleared. Traffic is moving on I-4 westbound just fine. They're doing some construction requiring that closure. Drive times around the region from downtown to Lake Mary. If you're going the other way, maybe you got a reverse commute. Normal time, 13 minutes. We're running about 14 minutes. And in the notorious Champions Gate to downtown, amazingly, we're running just on time as well there. See how long that lasts. All right, guys, we'll toss it back to you talking about some midweek weather coming our way.
All righty, sounds good. Thanks, Brooks. Well, today more Americans are expected to be flown into Florida as rescue operations continue in Haiti. Flights are expected to land in Orlando and Miami today.
And so another flight arrived at Orlando International Airport yesterday evening. Fox 35's Amanda McKenzie is live for us this morning. And Amanda, there are still many more Americans who are waiting to be rescued right now, and now we're hearing that we're not quite sure exactly when that's going to happen.
Exactly. So hundreds are still in Haiti wanting to get out and come back to the United States. And we have received an update that an 11 passenger plane will be bringing some people to the Orlando International Airport later this morning around 12 o'clock. And for the ones that did arrive here over the weekend on Saturday and Sunday, they just describe Haiti as a war-torn area that continues to worsen as violent gangs continue to take over the capital city. Reporting live this morning, Amanda McKenzie, Fox 35 News.
Okay, Amanda, thank you. And yes, we will continue to follow that story. Also following this morning, a Carnival cruise line is canceling 2 upcoming sailings. Navarro. Now, this all after the Carnival Freedom caught fire for the second time in 2 years. Fox 35's Amanda McKenzie spoke with some passengers who are now scrambling to make some new plans. So Robinette and Hall are now fundraising again to try to stay in Central Florida for the week so the kids can still enjoy their spring break. We do have a link to the Hope website at our website, fox35orlando.com.
6:06 is your time right now. 2 people are recovering this morning after a boat crashed near Sanford. According to the fire department, it happened in the water near Old Geneva Road around 7 p.m. yesterday. 2 people were pulled from the water, but we're told one of them was in pretty bad shape. And so we, of course, will keep you updated just as soon as we learn more. Turning our attention to this story now here for you this morning. Deputies are investigating another deadly shooting in Orange County. This one taking place on early Saturday morning.
Yeah, we know that 2 men were killed at an illegal after-hours club on North Pine Hills Road. Now, the victims identified as 56-year-old Errol Sylvester Irving and 49-year-old Jocelyn Michael Gray. According to the sheriff's office, the club was operating out of a building with a sign that read tax office. Sheriff John Mina hopes new legislation will help deputies shut places like this one down for good.
We have already shut down many after-hours nights clubs. We are working with the landlords, working with the state attorney's office, and so we're going to continue to do that because, as you saw last night, it just leads to violence.
The new legislation would make selling alcohol illegally a felony. If the governor does sign this bill into law, it would go into effect this summer.
6:07 is your time developing this morning. Investigations continue into Friday's deadly terror attack at a Russian concert hall where at least 137 people were killed and more than 180 others were injured, some of them critically. Fox's Chris DeMayo reports on the very latest. Well, I was just looking at the French government story that is coming up right now. It's raising its terror alert warning to the highest level following an attack in Moscow. This means there will be increased security in public places like airports and train stations, as well as religious sites. The warning comes months before the Summer Olympics are set to take place in Paris. As you know, that happens in July.
Well, still ahead on Good Day Orlando, new research on which airlines are the worst at handling luggage. The surprising results coming up.
Plus, mortality rates for one type of cancer, they are on the rise, unfortunately. A closer look at who may be most at risk next. And we're checking in with meteorologist Brooks Gardner on what is shaping up to be a pretty pleasant day today. Hi, Brooks.
Absolutely. Good morning. High temperatures today pushing 80 degrees, a busy east breeze, just delightful. But there is one problem in the forecast for today I want to tell you about, and we'll look ahead to a system midweek. Plus, check out our Fox 35 weather spotters.
The high-low temperatures on Fox 35 News are sponsored by T-Mobile, America's largest 5G network. You could win tickets to Universal Orlando Resort. Enter this keyword today at fox35orlando.com and watch Good Day Orlando all this week for another chance to win. An unsolved murder from the 90s.
There's no case that should be left behind.
Police identified the victim with DNA.
It seems like science fiction, but it's science fact.
Could new clues catch a killer?
No one should wait decades for answers.
Central Florida's True Crime Files, Tuesday at 10.
Help us make a difference. Saturday, April 13th at the Southeastern Guide Dogs Walkathon.
We do want to welcome you back at 6:14. You know, cancer continues to directly and indirectly impact millions of lives across the country. In fact, some forms of the disease, like breast cancer, for example, have been seeing declines in deaths.
However, health data finds cases and mortality rates for another type of cancer, those are on the rise. Fox's Ted Linder takes a closer look at who may be most at risk.
All right, weather-wise, we've got a beautiful day on the way today. Highs up around 80. It'll be a breezy one. This plane's heading back up to Canada. 61 degrees right now at Sanford Airport. It's back to school for Orange County and Seminole County schools, but it's spring break this week for Brevard and Volusia counties. But if you're going to the bus stop like many are, we've got 60 at the bus stop to start and 79 on the way home for a really nice afternoon. Although the winds kicking up out there, northeast winds about 15 to 25 miles per hour. Temperatures 69 degrees at Cocoa Beach and Melbourne. 58 degrees in DeLand, and we'll see a high today about 81 in Ocala. High today of 76 in Melbourne, 77 degrees in Palm Bay, 79 Orlando, and 80 today in Winter Haven. On Fox 35 Storm Tracker radar, it's all quiet, but like yesterday, a couple of showers coming in off the Atlantic thanks to the busy flow. We're seeing that right now around Playa Linda Beach, up around KSC, and some of the launch pads, just some light sprinkles. Miss Pepper says, hey, don't let that deter you from taking me for a walk today. Today's forecast, 65 at 10 up to 79 today at 4. Just a picture perfect top 10 spring day here across Central Florida. Our weather spotters checking in with 58 degrees. Gene Bullock in Deltona, 58 also for Joel Mathis in Claremont. Farther to the south in Cocoa, the town of Cocoa, Steve Hurst has 67 this morning. Meanwhile, Ross Henning in Windermere, 59 degrees. Well, today's good day catch. Owen Taggart nabbing this big old red snapper back in the day. That's a great shot, Owen. And Teno, age 6 here, Lake Tahoe, catching this largemouth bass, his first fish ever. And finally, Tommy, this is an interesting one, caught a baby hammerhead shark off of Daytona Beach there. Didn't mean to. He threw it back, but kind of a cool thing. That's not a fish you want to handle without forceps, unless you want to lose a finger. Our fishing forecast featuring high temps today up around 80. Look for mid-80s for Tuesday and Wednesday. I'd love to share your fish pick. Send it to fox35catch@fox.com. We've got some rough seas out there right now. Live view from the Hard Rock Hotel camp. A lot of kids heading to the beaches today with Volusia County and Brevard County spring break. And if you're thinking about going offshore, well, it's a small craft advisory. East winds at 20 knots, 11-foot seas with an 11-second period. Choppy on bay and inland waters. Not the best fishing offshore, but if you're fishing off a pier, we've got a high tide at 8:43 a.m. at Port Canaveral and low tide at 2:48 p.m. As far as the surfing goes, high surf advisory for today with a very high risk for rip currents, waves between 6 and 8 feet for the next 3 days. So that means if you're going to Satellite Beach or any beach, make sure you swim within view of a lifeguard. But the National Weather Service has said straight up, we discourage you from entering the water. I agree. Sprinkles possible, gusts to 30 miles per hour. Beautiful day for the beach. Our next weather maker is a front coming in from the west. This will arrive midweek, bringing with it a line of some showers. Out ahead of it, warming up into the mid-80s. So a nice midweek if you like it warm. This is the weather map for Thursday with a couple of showers around the region. Otherwise, clearing out. It's a weak system, so no major temperature impacts as far as our Easter plans go. So that's good news. As far as 7-day forecast goes, breezy weather today, mid-80s for Tuesday, Wednesday, 40% chance rain Thursday, Easter Sunday, 82 degrees with sunshine. Let's take a look at Sky Fox traffic. Sky Fox, our chopper was over an accident on the 408 and Alafaya Trail, just a minor one off highway. Here's a look as they are traveling down the freeways. Always cool to have that live chopper view to see what's going on first from the air. Let's see what's going on around the region. 408 west of Alafaya Trail, looking good. Traffic moving along, no problems at all. And around the region, we are incident free at this point. Drive times from Champions Gate into downtown, there's a little bit of a delay here, as often there is. There's a live camera view. It's a 26-minute ride, normal drive time 23 minutes, so I say so far so good. Well, it's time for our Pump Patrol. Let's take a look at gas prices at the Circle K in Orlando, at Good Homes Road and White Road. $3.36 a gallon. All right. It's not great, but you know, it is what it is. Got a lot going on in the world, sending those gas prices up. All right, Danielle and Deborah, back to you. That's your name.
That's me.
Last time she checked, yeah, that's exactly what it was. Thanks so much, Brooke. Still ahead on Good Day Orlando this morning, troubling data for the app formerly known as Twitter, what user research shows about X.
Plus, a feud over financing is leading to fewer lifeguards for one coastal city, how much the county wants them to pay to keep their beaches safe.
And before we go to break on Friday, we met Tony Taggart and his son Owen from Sanford. They were just such a delightful pair. Tony is the latest winner in our Good Day Orlando cash giveaway. After the show, they dropped by to pick up their check for $500. We're just so excited to meet them. As I said, they were just such a wonderful duo. They also brought us a homemade pecan pie. Thanks so much for watching Good Day Orlando, Tommy, and you at home as well. We'll be right back.
Time now is 6:24. We have some breaking news right now. There is a heavy law enforcement presence in Orange County at 25th Street and Westmoreland. Fox 35 is live at the scene working to get any new information. We're going to bring it to you as soon as we learn more. Well, a bumpy end to the trading week on Friday, but the major averages notched their best week of the year. The market optimism stems from last week's Fed meeting. The central bank left rates unchanged and maintained its forecast for 3 interest rate cuts this year.
Good point. Absolutely.
Well, there is still much more to come on Good Day Orlando. So the 2024 NFL annual meeting continues today in Orlando.
The changes to league rules that are up for debate, that is just ahead for you. Also, Princess Kate stunned the world with her cancer diagnosis. An update on her health and the message from the Royal Palace when we come back.
Good Day Orlando is brought to you in part by Launch Credit Union. Go beyond. Watch Ryan Elijah on Good Day Orlando, weekday mornings 4 to 10 a.m. Fox 35 Beach and Surf Report brought to you by Rubenstein Law, 1-800-FL-LEGAL. Live from Fox 35 News, you're watching Good Day Orlando.
And right now at 6:30 here on Good Day Orlando, former President Donald Trump's legal issues are coming to a head today. The fallout he could face over the next 24 hours.
Plus, a mobile home park in Orange County is being demolished. Hear from people living nearby who say it couldn't come soon enough.
And a feud over financing is leading to fewer lifeguards on one coastal city beach. How much the county wants them to pay to keep their beaches safe. But first, we do want to say good morning to you, Central Florida. It certainly is good to see you as always on this Monday morning. It is 6:30. Hope you had your coffee or your tea or whatever it is that gets you up and going this morning. I'm Danielle Knox.
And I'm Deborah Cho. Don't you wish you all had Danielle's energy this early in the morning?
Guess what?
It helps. It helps.
You know what helps? Where is it?
You got your candy?
No.
Oh, no. She has her coffee. Candy coffee.
That helps.
Feels good, right? Thanks for waking up with us this morning. Let's go ahead and send things over to meteorologist Brooks Gardner. And Brooks always has a really good outlook on Mondays. He's just like sees the day, right, Brooks?
You got to. I mean, it's a beautiful day outside. It might be a Monday, but I mean, you'll never look back and regret living in the day. I hope you don't anyway. 61 degrees. Here's a shot of a luggage being loaded on a jet going to Toronto. This is a Flair flight out of Sanford. Temperatures hovering around 70 degrees right now at the beaches. And we'll check in with our weather spotters here in the next few minutes. At the theme parks today, 66 degrees, 9 up to 79 this afternoon for a truly top 10 spring day. What's not so top 10 are the roads out there. Let's take a look at Skyfox traffic. Right now, we've got Skyfox over an incident. This actually may be a crime scene. Anyway, stay tuned on that. Who knows what that is as far from the traffic perspective. On the map, so I'm guessing it's crime related, sadly. All right, here's a look at Skyfox traffic. This is 408 west of Alafaya Trail. Things are quiet on the roadways here. And all right, we're going back to that. Well, guys, sometimes the computer cooperates and sometimes when it doesn't, it's awkward. Hopefully everybody's okay in that crime scene. That said, hey, you know what? We're green on the roads right now. The only fly in the ointment is the typical slowdown on I-4 eastbound Champions Gate into downtown Orlando. Drive time right now, almost 30 minutes, and typically it takes you 23 minutes. We'll check out what's going on Skyfox and get back to you guys.
So let's get back to that, Brooks, because you were just mentioning it. There is a heavy law enforcement presence in Orange County at 25th Street in Westmoreland. Fox 35 is live at that scene working to get more information this morning. And we, of course, will bring that to you just as soon as we know more. In the meantime, Donald Trump is back in New York City this morning where a new trial date may be set in his hush money case.
But it's not the only legal issue that's coming to a boiling point for the former president even today. Fox's Madeline Rivera has more from Washington this morning. Well, swim at your own risk. A funding feud is leaving Cocoa Beach visitors without lifeguards.
This is happening right in the middle of a busy spring break season. As you know, as of yesterday, Cocoa Beach had not paid the $89,000 for the 4 additional seasonal lifeguards they need. So the extra watchtowers did not go up at Cocoa Beach Pier, Shepherd Park, and Tulip Avenue over the weekend. The city argues the county is responsible for paying those lifeguards.
Still fully believe that it is the obligation of the county to take care of the lifeguards.
Well, at one point, Cocoa Beach paid about 6% of the cost for seasonal lifeguards, which is just about $80,000. Well, the county now wants to split the cost 50-50, which means the city would pay around $700,000 a year. The county argues the city can afford it because it generates $3 million from paid parking every year. 6:35, turning our attention to this Fox 35 update here for you now this morning. A mobile home park in East Orlando has now been deemed unsafe and is now the site of demolition. Crews have spent the last few days tearing the property down. Fox 35's Patrick Perez reports from Lake Downey Mobile Home Park.
There's the fire. Just 2 weeks ago, parts of Lake Downey Mobile Home Park in East Orlando were up in flames. Now the site is unrecognizable.
Just a horrible situation for anyone to be in.
Demolition crews hired by Orange County began tearing the site down Friday, months after officials deemed the property unsafe.
Hearing gunshots, fires happening, all type of vandalism. The list goes on. The list goes on.
In November, the county evicted all of the property's remaining residents, while fines against its owner exceeded nearly $3 million. Not to mention the ongoing complaints about drug use, squatters, and safety hazards, among others. Neighbors like this woman who wants to remain anonymous have had enough.
There's neighborhoods nearby, small children having to walk by here on a daily basis.
A major source of problems for the community for a number of years.
A developer introduced plans last year to buy the property and build apartments, but property records show it has yet to be sold. Whatever happens, neighbors say anything will be better than this.
I hope the momentum continues. I hope it continues and that they clean it up, get all the debris gone, and turn it into something that we all can be proud of in East Orlando.
Patrick Perez, Fox 35 News.
And we should add here now the demolition will continue today. The county says the whole site should be cleaned up in just a few weeks. And at last check, there are still at least 9 open code enforcement cases against the property owner. Welcome back. It is 6:43, and as you can imagine, the world is still reacting this morning to the news. Kate Middleton is battling cancer, and now the royal family is thanking everybody for the massive outpouring of support.
Yeah, Fox 35 Stephanie Bennett has the latest here.
And we are all wishing them the best. Well, in today's weather forecast, our weather here will be pretty quiet in Orlando, but across the nation, across the south especially, Louisiana, southeast Arkansas, and in Mississippi, there is an expected outbreak of severe weather on the way for this afternoon as a cold front moves through with damaging wind gusts and even a few tornadoes. Now that system comes our way for this Thursday, but in doing so, it loses all of its punch. Traveling around the southeast today, we'll see a high of 79 degrees. We'll be in the upper 70s out ahead of that system in New Orleans as well. 64 degrees today in Memphis. So be careful there on I-10. 61 degrees right now. This plane heading up to Canada out of Sanford Airport. It's back to school today for Orlando, also for Seminole County schools. We're going to be 60 degrees at 8, 79 degrees at 3. Beautiful day today. Breezy though. It is spring break though this week for Brevard County schools and Volusia County schools. That said, be careful on the beaches today if you're heading that way. Dangerous surf today and deadly rip currents. Winds right now out of the northeast about 15 to 25 miles per hour. Temperatures are warm on the coastline considering the time of the year and the time of the day. Close to 70 right now from Titusville to Cocoa Beach. It's in the mid-60s in Orlando and the mid-50s right now in Gainesville. At the theme parks today, A-OK. 76 degrees at noon, 79 at 4. Breezy, but a really pleasant day. Really top 10 spring weather here across Central Florida, considering we're about to face months upon months of stifling heat and humidity. 81 today in Bushnell, 74 Daytona Beach, 76 Cocoa Beach, and a high today of 77 in Palm Bay and in Melbourne. Meanwhile, over on the Gulf Coast side of things, around Dixie and Levy counties, will be in the mid-70s today with 80 away from the water. Well, speaking of water, we are free and clear of any kind of rain here with Fox 35 Storm Tracker radar in the inland sections of Central Florida. However, there are a couple of showers coming ashore on the Kennedy National Seashore around Playa Linda Beach and also up toward Apollo Beach. Chance for rain today, just a couple of sprinkles. So Miss Pepper, the rat terrier, who apparently is also a really good lizard hunter in the backyard, says, don't forget me, let's go for a walk. I'll get all the energy out. I'll stop hunting those little brown animals and green animals, little chameleon lizards. I just want to get out there and sniff some stuff. 73 degrees at noon and 79 at 4 o'clock. Okay, let's talk about the forecast. Oh, the dog's life. 58 degrees right now for Gene Bullock in Deltona. 56 for Debbie Carroll in Ocala. Joel's got 58 this morning. Our Fox 35 weather spotters dutifully reporting in. 67 for Steve Hurst in Cocoa. Paul, behind the banner here in Rockledge, has 69 this morning. I'll fix that for you, Paul. Ross in Windermere has 59 degrees. And today's Good Day Catch, Owen capturing this red snapper, or we should say we took a snapshot capturing his moment there with that big old fish. And Tenno, age 6, catching his first largemouth bass, first fish ever over here on Lake Toho. What a cute picture. And finally, Tommy with an interesting one, a baby hammerhead. He threw it back, didn't mean to catch it. He was fishing off Daytona Beach. You never know it's going to be chomping at your toes there. Fishing forecast looking good inland with mid-80s over the next couple of days. At Daytona Beach, look at that rough surf coming in. Heads up, small craft advisory. It's too rough out there to have fun recreationally on the open waters. Choppy seas. The tides, though, we're looking at a high tide coming in about 8:43. So the beaches will be pretty much free of beach for a little while. We're going to have the ocean running all the way up to the dunes and the seawalls. Mid-80s next couple of days. Chance for rain Thursday, followed by a beautiful Easter weekend with picture-perfect conditions. All right, let's take a look at Skyfox traffic right now. We've got a couple of incidents out there, although pretty quiet this morning, all things considered. Here's a look at our Skyfox traffic. We've got slowdowns on I-4 inbound from Polk County. One accident I was able to find is over here down by Grant in southern Brevard County. Shell Pit Road in US 1, and an accident blocking the shoulder there. southbound near Shell Pit Road crossing. Otherwise, the typical slowdowns on I-4 inbound, but it's not terrible right now. It's coming in at 28 minutes. Up pretty quickly. All right, that's a look at our weather and traffic. Coming up, we'll take a look at that system coming in for Thursday, bringing a chance for rain in greater detail here in the next half hour. Back to you.
We appreciate it. Thank you so much. 6:49 is the time. In Orange County, these retention ponds in Orla Vista are going to be deepened to help avoid flooding in the neighborhood. County officials are leading the $23 million project. Orla Vista's 3 retention ponds are also getting updated drainage as well. Now, the hope here is that the deeper ponds will prevent them from overflowing and flooding homes like during Hurricanes Irma and Ian. They are so excited.
How often do you come down to check on things?
Mostly every couple of days. I drive up to the fence and I look and see what they're doing.
Very exciting for that neighborhood. This project, by the way, is scheduled to be done sometime next year.
Well, coming up next on Good Day Orlando, a high-profile sports scandal involving one of the Major League Baseball's rising stars. New developments that we are expecting today in the Shohei Ohtani case. Time now is 6:50 on this Monday morning. We'll be right back. Well, welcome back. Time now is 6:54, and a possible sports scandal is brewing as Los Angeles Dodgers star Shohei Ohtani is now the subject of a formal Major League Baseball investigation. Ohtani plans to speak to the media today for the first time since the Dodgers fired his interpreter last week. Ohtani's lawyers say the interpreter engaged in, quote, massive theft. He allegedly used Ohtani's money to pay off gambling debts to a Southern California bookie who is now under federal investigation.
The Republican majority in the House is shrinking again. Wisconsin Rep. Mike Gallagher says he will step down before his term ends. Gallagher announced April 19th will be his last day on the Hill. He already announced in February he would not be seeking re-election. His early exit, however, leaves Republicans with a temporary 1-seat majority. Gallagher's post will remain open until voters choose a replacement in November.
Well, there is still much more news, weather, and traffic headed your way this morning. Right after the break.